Hello, all my Facebook friends. Today is day 9, I think, of the Team Heart Life Facebook Challenge. I'm losing track of the days. That's ridiculous. Anyway, hello. I am here, and I hope when you join me that you drop a replay in the comments so I know when you've caught the video. That would be really helpful. As always, I do love feedback on any of my live talks because I really want to know if you find the information helpful, if you are learning anything, if it's helping you in any way. So please, please comment because I really do want to know. So today, I thought I would talk about neurogenesis because as many of you know, because of my mom, I've spent hours learning about the brain, and I continue to soak up any information I can about the brain. Anything really that comes across my desk, if it's got something to do with the brain and brain health, I'm pretty much like a sponge at this point. Hi Dawn, hi Sabrina, thanks for joining. Hi Linda. So first, I just want to talk about like how little we really know about the brain. So we didn't actually discover that the brain you are born with, well, let me rephrase this. We believed up until 1998 that the brain you were born with is the brain you die with. And it wasn't until 1988 that they discovered neuroplasticity of the brain. So we've only known for 20 years. Now, in the grand scheme of medicine, 20 years is nothing. So this is really new. Like, we are just really discovering the potential of neuroplasticity in the brain. And it's a growing field of study where people, are trying to learn how to take neuroplasticity of the brain and help it live better, more productive lives. So neurogenesis is the brain's ability to regenerate new brain cells and neurons. So, your neurons in your brain, that's what fires between everything. Those are the pathways. Those are the things that make you learn, make you function, help you remember, like all of those things. That's how your brain works, right? It's the neural pathways in the brain. So it's exciting to know that those change. If we don't use it, if we don't use a skill or knowledge or something that we have, we'll lose it because those pathways die off to make way for new pathways. That's why use it or lose it. It's a serious thing, especially when it comes to the brain. And the part I want to talk about though today is the hippocampus. So the hippocampus is actually the spot where they think that Alzheimer's really is most affected. Like, that's the part of the brain that's most affected by Alzheimer's. The hippocampus is the section in the brain that controls learning, memory, mood, and emotion. So, pretty much your whole state of being, right? Outside of what's the physical aspect. But here's the interesting thing. We produce 700 new neurons every single day in our hippocampus, which compared to the fact that we have trillions in our brain, doesn't really sound like that much. But what that means is that by the age of 50, every neuron in your brain will have been replaced by a new neuron. That's pretty phenomenal for going from believing you were born with the brain the brain you were born with is the only one you get for your lifetime. And now that they know that, you're actually, those neurons are changing and replacing themselves over time, that's really good news for us who are biohackers and who are learning how to take the brain and have it be healthy and productive for us. So along with anyone else who's kind of looked into this, the first question that comes up is, well, can we control neurogenesis? Can we control the replacement of these neurons in our brain? Can we increase that? And this is some of the things that, as time goes on, there will be more and more research done on, putting this stuff into the brain in specific areas to try and regenerate lost segments of the brain. That's some of the things that they're talking about now. But there are things that you can do every single day that either increase neurogenesis or they decrease neurogenesis. So I'm going to go through the things that decrease it first. So if you are stressed out, if you have a lot of stress in your life, you are decreasing the ability for neurogenesis to happen in your brain. If you do not sleep well, you are decreasing neurogenesis in your brain. If you just aging, we're all aging, it's a fact of life, but natural aging brings with it a decrease in neurogenesis. It's just part of what happens. The other thing is, there's two more. Eating high saturated fat. So pretty much the standard American diet decreases neurogenesis in the brain. And alcohol consumption. I know, I like to have my alcohol. I'm just like everybody else, but there is good news. If you drink red wine, the resveratrol in red wine is actually known to increase neurogenesis. So next time you're out, have that glass of red wine instead of something else, and you'll actually be helping your brain rather than harming your brain from the alcohol. The other thing that you should be taking is omegas. Omegas are healthy for the brain in a lot of different ways, but they increase this neurogenesis process. They help your body create new neurons. Something else is exercise. I know not everyone wants to exercise, but exercising is good for you in so many ways, and it literally helps your brain regenerate. So you need to make it part of your daily activities. So make sure that that's something that you're doing. Even if it's just a little bit every day, make sure you've got that on your agenda. It's important. And then the other two things are sex, a regular sex life. Sex helps increase neurogenesis in the brain, and learning. Constantly learning allows the brain to go through this neurogenesis process. So all of those things are really great for your brain. So here's the other thing. It is possible for you to increase the strength, the size, and the density of your brain. And the best way they have found, researchers have found, for you to do that is with meditation. And, I know some people who they don't like meditation. They, some people are against it because of religious reasons. They think that, it's prayer. To me, it's about being quiet and getting in touch with the divine within. And it doesn't really matter how you frame it. I think it's about the practice. And so meditation is the forerunner for changing the brain. And it actually teaches the two different hemispheres of your brain how to work in harmony, which is where the benefit comes from. So It helps you process and assimilate things faster. It helps you become more creative. It increases your confidence. It enhances your focus and your concentration. So, adding some meditation into your life as well is a really good thing to do. And it helps, your brain take that stress load out. And some of that stress load, can also come from other things. But if you're practicing it on a regular basis, you actually handle stress better. And you're not as stressed out. So those things are important. So make sure that you add that as well. And then the last thing I want to say about, that the fact that our brain is regenerating, in that we can get new neurons and we can do things to make our brain healthier. So I just want to tell you, this is why I do Axio, because this is brain food. You would not believe what this stuff does. So it improves your mental endurance, it improves your mental acuity, it improves your concentration, it improves your memory retention, it reduces mental fatigue, it reduces brain fog, it enhances the neurotransmitter function in your brain. It enhances the brain's resilience to stress, which again, we just talked about that and why that's important. It increases your physical energy. It increases your mental energy, and it improves your mood. So, the memory retention, improved mood, brain resilience to stress, neurotransmitter function, that's all the stuff I just talked to you about neurogenesis, about what the hippocampus does, and why it's so important that the hippocampus be productive and be strengthened and supported, because it is vital to pretty much everything except for physical function, to how you process as a human being. Learning, memory, mood, and emotion, what else is there really? So it's really important. And this drink, it's a little packet. It can go with you anywhere. You just drop it in water, shake it up, and drink it. And you don't have a sugary crash, because this stuff has no artificial colors, no artificial flavor, no artificial sweeteners, no added sugar, no GMOs, no gluten. It's low calorie, low carb, vegan, and it tastes amazing. There's 5 flavors, and it's awesome. I love it. I drink one every day. I actually have some with me right now. I drink it every day, and it literally helps your brain function better. Just not having brain fog or brain fatigue when you're working on a project is important. You'll notice the difference. But back to, the original topic, which is, it's only been 20 years that we have known that our brain changes, that it's not static, that we're not stuck with the brain we were born with. And 20 years is nothing in the medical industry. And there's going to be so much more that comes from this, so much more learning that we have to do about the possibilities that will emerge from brain plasticity. So yeah, I'm kind of geeking out today on my live, but I spend, a portion of every day learning about brain health. So I guess, as my family and my friends, you all get to share in my geekiness, because I have to have somewhere to share it. I have to have somewhere to talk about the importance of brain health. And, it's what makes me passionate, and it fires me up. And I want everyone to have really good brain health, especially when it's such simple things we can do in our life to have a good brain and have a functioning, productive brain. So, if you I say this all the time, but I'm serious. If you ever have questions on brain health, on how your brain's functioning, on, you know, even just those little weird random thoughts you have sometimes that cross your mind and you're like, I wonder, you know, reach out to me. Like, I'm learning all the time and I may not have an answer, but I'm willing to help you research or look or find out. And it's important that we have good brain health because we want to have a long life, and you got to have a good brain to have a long life. So I'm really appreciative of everyone who's jumped on. As I said before, if you're catching it live, you know, let me know in the comments that it was live. Let me know what you took away from this live, what was important to you, or what you learned, or what you'd like to learn more about. If you're catching it as a replay, put replay in so I know when you caught it, so I can judge when people are catching the video. And as always, I love you guys, and I am so glad I get to share with you everything that I'm learning. I hope you guys have a great day.